I said last night, like, you like to hone in on your weak opponent, even though...
Are you my weak opponent?
No, I'm saying he's our...
Yes. So I am coaching her through some little boy who ghosted her because that's what they do. There's a fly in here. Who ghosted her because that's what they do, and now he's coming around because his roster done thinned out. We know how this goes. Mm-hmm. So I'm coaching her through that, and what I am trying to impress upon her, and I decided to hit record because you need to know that when they come back around, that is your opportunity to gain control in the relationship. Don't be a bitch, but set your standards. He does not gain access to you unless he moves how you want to be or how you want him to move in your life. He can move however he wants to in everybody else's life, but if he wants to be in your life, he must move the way that you want him to move, or he loses access to you. You must set these standards before you enter into a relationship, because trust me, trying to set these standards after you're in a relationship, you either gonna lose your relationship or you're gonna be fighting because he's not moving, because he did what was necessary to come into your space. So you have to set the bar so high, and that's not being ridiculous. This is he's trying to say, yo, I just want to meet face to face so I could truly articulate how, you know, I messed up and how did I told her, tell him you can call me, but I'm not interested in meeting up with you. She was like, cause I'm busy. I was like, don't tell him you're busy. He don't need to know exactly what the fuck you got going on. If he call you and you're available, people call me, I will be laying there doing nothing, look at my phone and be like, I'm busy. You know what I'm saying? So don't give a man or a boy any kind of inclination about what's going on in your life. He don't need to know. He needs to move how you want him to move. I'm teaching her how to get the quality of human that she wants to surround herself with. And all old practices must go away. You have to stay firm in setting your standards, and those who want to orbit in your atmosphere will do what's necessary to orbit in that atmosphere. And that doesn't require being a jerk. That doesn't require anything. That just requires, look, you gonna carry this conversation. I'm only going to answer your questions. I'm not going to be dry, but hey, how you doing? I'm doing good. I don't really care how you're doing, so I'm not going to ask how you're doing. So if you want this conversation to go any further, you're going to have to come up with something else. Hey, do you still work at such and such? Yeah, no, I don't work there anymore. Left a while ago. I'm giving you just enough to attach to something to continue to carry this conversation if you choose. But at any time, this conversation can end, which means you are not important to me. It doesn't matter how you feel. You especially act this way if you want them.
He says, okay, I understand. Is it because of what happened, or are you in a relationship?
It's neither. That's just my preference. Use your language, but it's neither. Because he's like, there must be an excuse or a reason why you're not available to me. No, it's just, I don't want to see you, Nick. So, neither. I just prefer to talk on the phone. Set your standards and boundaries. Stop letting these ain't want nothing ass just play you. These boys are going into men who aren't worth anything, but they're still allowed to get everything, bringing nothing to the table. Except for what? Finances. Okay, what else? I'm a whole person. It's a good day. Okay, what else? I'm a whole person. I shouldn't have to go to my girlfriends for everything else. I want it from you. And you don't settle down with nobody until they could give it to you. And moms raise your sons so they could give it to their girls. Real simple. He said, I'm sorry for what happened. What'd he say? Go and tell the people.
He starts with, just wanted to see you again, start hanging out. Then it turned into, I can't express over the phone how I messed up. And I'm sorry for cutting things off between us. And he wants to properly explain himself. And then it turned into, I'm sorry that it caused issues, and I truly do hope that you see that I want to make things right.
So all he's doing is trying to rope her back in by apologizing. Men know that all they have to do is say, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. If that doesn't work, bring a little flour. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. You're like, well, he's trying. What actions has he done to show you that he's trying? You literally told him your preference, that you would like to talk on the phone, and he's like, nah, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying?
He might be with his mom chilling in the car.
Then he can say, I can call. Stop making excuses for this. Say, hey, I'm in the car with my mom right now, but when I get to a place where I can actually talk to you, I'll give you a call. That is the proper response, not trying to figure out how he can rope you into his agenda. Fuck his agenda. Do you understand? So tell him, stop apologizing.
He's typing too.
And let's move forward.
God.
Just type him and say, stop apologizing and let's move forward. And his actions will show you that he is truly sorry. Y'all need some coaching services? Holla at your girl. LonnieLifestyle.com. I could coach you through anything in life. What'd he say?
He said, I know it's random out of nowhere after all this time. Because I haven't responded yet.
He's just trying to play you. With the same old shit, I bet you could scroll up in your history and he had this exact same conversation with you before. Or another guy has had this exact same conversation with you before. After he has ghosted you and come back, he said the exact same thing.
I was gone for so long.
I'm sorry, but you mean so much to me. I miss your sparkling personality. That shit. Show me or get the fuck on. Period.
So what was the statement that we're supposed to be saying?
You tell him, you can stop apologizing. We can move forward. Or I would just say, please stop apologizing. Let's move forward. Please stop apologizing. Let's move forward. To be continued. And language is important. You have to make sure that you're not using language that has a particular connotation or energy attached to it. That's why they say words or spells. You know, I told her to tell him I'm not interested in having a face-to-face conversation. She's like, that's so proper of you. I was like, well, if you say I'm good on that has a dismissive energy, so you don't want to use that language. You want to let him know I'm not interested right now. So you want to use very simplified language that communicates your message, and it does not have any energy attached to it, which can misconstrue your message. Because right now, we in the lab. This is a classroom. He think he playing her, but in reality, she is practicing tips and techniques and tricks. What is it, a hypothesis? She's working through a hypothesis right now. He think he about to get in good. Meanwhile, we sitting over here working a hypothesis.
So I said, please stop apologizing. You can move forward and then say the rehash. How was that? Was it too much?
I would take the rehash out. If that's your language, then that's your language. Just be concise.
Move forward.
Yeah, and then I would just say that.